£219 a month sounds fine, right? Less than your phone bill, less than a takeaway. But here's the number the dealer never says out loud. 4 years from now, you'll have handed over 13.5K and you won't own a single thing. Not the wheels, not the seats. Zero, nothing. Here's the thing. Most people sign this deal without knowing what the letters even mean. PCP, Personal Contract Purchase. It's the way about 8 out of 10 new cars get financed in the UK now. And it works like this. You put down a deposit, then you pay a monthly amount. But here's where it's different from a normal loan. Your monthly payments are not paying off the car. They're paying off the depreciation, the bit of value the car loses while you're driving it. It's not a little bit of value, eh? Then, at the end, there's a big lump sum waiting for you. The dealer calls it the optional final payment. Everyone else calls it the balloon payment. And that balloon is where the whole thing quietly falls apart. So let's talk about a real deal, because this is where the honest numbers get ugly. £20,000 car, £3,000 deposit, £219 a month at 9.9% APR over 4 years. The deposit, £3,000 gone day one. Next, the monthly £219 times 48 months, that's £10,512. So before you've got to the balloon, you've handed over 13,512 quid. Let that sink in for a second. 13.5K on a car that now, 4 years old, is worth less than half what it was. And now the balloon, because remember, your payments only cover the depreciation. So there's a lump sum at the end. Somewhere around 8K or 9K, depending on mileage. You've got 3 choices. Choice 1, hand the car back. You've paid 13.5K on it to borrow a car for 4 years. And you walk away with nothing. That's 208 quid a month, effectively, to rent a depreciating box. You could have leased for less, not pretend it was ever yours, treated it a bit less kind. Choice 2, pay the balloon. Now you own it. But it adds up. 13.5K plus 8.5K is 22K. For a car worth about 8K, you've just paid nearly 3 times what it's worth. Number 3, and this is the one the dealer loves. Roll it into a new PCP on a new car. So the monthly payments simply never stop, ever. You're not a car owner, you're a subscription customer for life. Just keep giving them money. That's the bit nobody tells you. None of this is a scam. It's all in the paperwork. It's designed to slip past you. Now, here's where people go wrong. 3 things, and every single one of them happens in the dealership on a Saturday afternoon. 1, they only ask about the monthly. What can I get for 200 quid a month? The dealer loves that question because it means you're not looking at the total. Always look at the total. 2, they don't read the mileage cap. Go over it and you get charged per extra mile. When you hand it back, 10,000 miles a year sounds generous until you've got a car, a job across town. 3, they treat the balloon like a problem for a future them. Future them is you in 4 years with a lump sum and no savings. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say PCP is evil. Sometimes it's the only option. It's not. It's a tool. Used right, it's generally the cheapest way to drive a new car. It's fine if you know, going in, that you're renting and you want a new car every 3 or 4 years anyway. It's fine if you can comfortably cover the balloon, or you've already decided you'll hand it back. And it's fine if you've done the math and you'd rather keep your cash invested than sink it into a new car. The problem was never PCP. The problem is signing by accident. That's the 13.5K mistake. So here's how you walk into that dealership and not get done. First, negotiate the monthly. Negotiate the total amount payable. That's the deposit plus every monthly plus the balloon. One number. If the dealer won't give it back to you, leave. Second, check the APR like you check a mortgage APR. It's typical now. But I've seen 14, 15%. Every extra percent is money you're lighting on fire. Third, look at HP as an alternative. Monthly's higher, but there's no balloon. When you finish, you own the car. If you're someone who keeps a car for 8 years, HP is usually cheaper over a long run. Fourth, and this is the boring one, that saves you thousands. Walk in pre-approved from a bank or a broker, not the dealer's own finance. Avoid in-house finance. The dealer's job is to sell you on the car and the loan. Don't let them sell you both. So here's the number. One more time. 219k a month, 4 years, and you pay 13.5k to own nothing. That's not a deal. That's a depreciation you made without the total in front of you. PCP isn't a hack, and it is not a loophole. It's just a car loan dressed up to look cheaper than it is. The bit nobody tells you is the balloon. If this hits home, let me know in the comments. Have you ever walked out of a dealership not knowing what the balloon was? Because I bet real money that most people signing this can't tell me. Subscribe for more. See you soon, guys.